Now I would like to introduce myself. My name is Lauren Serra, and I am a makeup artist and lead trainer at Blushington. I have worked at Blushington for 4 years and I've had a wonderful time having my career begin really at Blushington. I think that it's a beautiful place where we can empower women to find confidence in their own beauty, whatever that looks like. And oh, hey, hey, Michelle. I've got all my friends back. This is awesome. So if you don't know, Blushington is a female-founded beauty brand. We have 6 locations throughout the United States. I am from the New York City, Upper East Side, and the Midtown location. And since everything has been closed due to COVID, we are now, hi, sweetie. We are now doing this really wonderful new platform of online classes, these complimentary classes, and parties. So if anybody is interested in booking holiday parties, girls' nights out, even corporate events, it's super fun to do it this way. So you just contact us at blushington.com if you're interested. Now I will say also, we have a new way to shop on blushington.com. So what you do is you can go to, when you go onto the website, you go to shop, and then you click on that and you can shop curated or by pro favorites. And if you scroll down, you have to scroll down kind of far because my name starts with, last name starts with an S, so I'm all the way at the bottom. But if you scroll down, you'll see my name, Lauren Serra, and my picture. If you click on that, you can see my whole bio. My Instagram handle is there. My email at Blushington is there if you need to get in contact with me directly about anything. And if you click shop with me, then you and I will always be shopping together. So that means any questions you have about anything, you can email me directly. It's really a great kind of concierge service that we added. So, and in addition, okay, so we have somebody online, by the way, from Blushington. So if you have any technical difficulties, just chat that in the box. And he just posted the direct link to my shop. So, but now once you go there and click shop with Lauren, you can go to the main menu and shop the whole store, the whole collection. I just have like a few of my favorites on there. But, oh, in addition, we have right now, the one and only time of year, a 40% off Black Friday sale that is ending in 2 days. So this is the time if you're gonna stock up, which is what we're all doing right now. The poor e-commerce people are exhausted. But if you're looking to stock up on anything you need even throughout the year, or if you need gifts, I actually stocked up on Hostess gifts because I was like, this is perfect. And when else do you get a 40% discount on makeup, skincare, beauty stuff? So something to think about. Now, oh yes, and the discount code is also in the chat. It's LOVE40, capital LOVE, number 40. So now I'm going to reveal 2 of our exciting new products that we brought in for the holidays. So they're both by Anastasia Beverly Hills, another female-founded, female-run brand that we love. And pretty much all of our brands that we carry at Blushington are either female-founded or female-run, the majority of them. And that's really important to us, again, because it's women empowering women. everything is curated from what we feel are the best of the best products of the best brands. So this is the first one. It's Anastasia Better Together Brow Kit. And what's great about this is it comes with one universal color eyebrow pencil with a little spoolie on the end. And it comes with a tiny little eyebrow gel. So we're gonna use this today. And even though I have these black eyebrows, this taupe color is perfect on me. So I will show you whether you are the lightest blonde or the darkest black hair, it's just the perfect color to kind of fill in and give a soft definition. And then the next thing we have is, ooh, yes, does everybody see the sparkle? It is the it's an Anastasia, and it's a beauty vault. That's what it's called. So it has 2 drawers. So the first drawer has our gorgeous eyeshadow palette. Now this only comes in this kit. So this is it. It's called Sultry. And I'm going to teach you guys a gorgeous holiday look with this. There are actually a million looks you can get out of this. I just chose one. So you can see it has really pretty colors, lots of shimmers, neutrals, and really the pink color that's in here is like the perfect color blush too. So you can really use it so many ways. And then the next drawer has a mini eye primer, which if you have ever used this before, you would know that a little goes such a long way that that's about as much as you might need for a whole year, that little bit. Then there is a liquid liner, black, and a full size of my favorite mascara ever. It's the Anastasia Lash Brag Mascara. And when I put it on, you'll see why it's so fabulous. I'm the type that tries like a new mascara every month because I can never find one I really love. And I can say I have never loved a mascara as much as I love this one. So, okay, so let's begin. So the first thing I'm gonna do, as always, is sanitize my hands. So if you're working alongside me, you'll definitely wanna do that. And I usually actually, when I'm teaching, I'll work directly in the camera and do my makeup that way. But if you want to grab a mirror, even the mirror inside, like inside a palette is perfect. The other thing you may want to grab are some cotton swabs, especially if you have the pointed ones. Those are like a real godsend when you're working with makeup. So you can do a lot with those. Okay, so sanitized hands. I am going to first prime my eyelids with the Anastasia primer. So now makeup artists, we like to work on the back of a clean hand. It's always going to be a great surface where you can mix, warm up colors. It's an instant palette anywhere you need one. It's also generally tends to be the cleanest part of your hand. So I am gonna take just the tiniest little bit, you can see. It's just the tiniest little bit. I may need more, but that's all I'm taking for now. I'm gonna use my finger. And this is something that you want to spread evenly. Ooh, yeah, I'll share that amount. You wanna spread this evenly all the way from your lash line up to the underneath of your eyebrow. And you want to make sure that it's, again, that it's blended very evenly. So what this is going to do is this is going to prime that skin for our makeup, our eye makeup. So the reason why we like to do this is because, first of all, it gives a completely smooth, even surface with absolutely no like pigment from your own eyes underneath, which is great because that means that the color is going to come out usually a little bit more vibrant. So then that also means that you don't have to add layers and layers and layers of product in order to achieve the result that you're looking for. And in addition, that means also you can kind of save and not be spending so much on shadows that you're constantly wearing down because you have to add so many layers. So that's part of why we prime. And now after you prime, it's really important that you kind of powder down the whole surface before you start shadow. So I'm actually going to take a step away and I'm going to do my eyebrows first. Now, I don't normally do that, but when I'm doing a little bit of a heavier, when I say heavier, I mean like I barely wear eye makeup. So when I'm doing a little bit of a heavier eye makeup look, sometimes it's actually really helpful to do your brows first because that really gives you the frame of your face and of your eyes. And that way you don't end up doing your shadow, then doing your brows, and then being like, I need more shadow because now I didn't realize my brows were gonna be a little stronger. So I have my Anastasia Brow Wiz that comes in that amazing little kit, full-size products. That's what I love. And this is in taupe. So you just twirl it up just a little bit. And with these retractable ones, you always want to keep it on the short side. If you twirl it up too much, once you apply pressure, you can break them. So I always recommend keeping it like pretty low. And then I'm going to do the amazing trick that Eric Escobar, a Blushington artist, taught me. And that's called the up down. So we're taking the spoolie side of this pencil. If you have one, great. If you don't, you can use an eyebrow comb. And and if you're really in like a dire situation, you can use a comb or a hairbrush. I've done it. So all the hairs that grow upward, it's gonna look crazy for a moment. You're gonna brush them straight up. Okay, so you see how that looks a little crazy? And then right about from the archway down to the end of the brow, you're gonna brush those hairs straight down. And what that's gonna reveal is all the spaces where you need to fill in. So I'm gonna start over here. I usually start around the arch, and I'm just using kind of medium pressure flick kind of strokes. Now you can see this is not drawing in hairs, but it certainly is the perfect shade to just kind of fill in that skin under the hairs, which just already gives them just a nice little pigment, just enough to make my brow look a little fuller. So, and also if you are unsure about where, how, anything like that with brows, if you hold the brow pencil straight up and down against the dimple of your nose, And then you just lean it kind of back, and you want to line it up just about straight with the outside of the inside corner of your eye. And then if you just touch it to your skin and make a little mark, that'll give you the exact starting point that you want your brow to be at. It may be totally different from what you're used to, but again, like makeup, it's removable. So I always recommend try it, because you never know, you may love this. And then the same with the outer corner. A lot of people, especially if you got your eyebrows waxed a lot in the 90s, for some reason, a lot of us seem to get this whole part kind of like shortened. So again, if you hold this against the outer part of your nose and line that up with the outer edge of your eye, you can do the same thing there and get kind of that idea of how long the tail of your brow should go. So again, if it's too short, like if it stopped there, it's going to kind of dwarf that part of my face. So you really want to make sure that you are giving your brows just the right amount of space. So, and now all you do after that, fill in, is you just brush them back up into place. And then if you're like a perfectionist, like some people, you can just fill in any other little spots that you feel need a little something. So what I really love about this is my brow looks filled in and full, but it doesn't look black. Right. If you have dark hair and dark brows like I do, you will completely understand what I'm talking about, because this is a constant with dark hair, is trying to fill in the brow so that it looks full without it looking so dark and heavy that it overwhelms your face. So we're going to do the same thing on this side, brushing those straight up and then brushing these straight down. I've got some great gaps there. And then starting right around the arch, just using medium pressure, kind of flick strokes on there. And I'm really just filling in the skin underneath. And again, you adjust the pressure according to how deep and how full you want that coverage under the skin. I'm sorry, under the hair. So if you want it very, very soft, if you're a very light blonde, you do this almost like the same pressure you would if you were shaving your legs. You're just going to kind of glide it on there. Okay. And another little trick is, if you feel that your brows are starting to sag a little bit, or you're starting to get that hooded lid, or your brows just feel like they're too straight, there's a little way to cheat a higher arch that gives your eyes a little bit of a lift. So all you do is, I'm just going to brush this back into place. Okay. So all you do to do that is, when you fill in your brows, and you want to do it little by little till like you get the hang of it, you just slowly bring, and most of the time you'll see you're actually just filling in, you're coloring where there's still hair. So a lot of us, our brows go this way. If you just fill in that angle a little bit, you're already giving your brow a little bit more of a dip in the front. Then if you go up at the top of the arch and you fill that part in just a little bit, then you're also lifting the peak of the arch. So that is a great way to give yourself a little bit of a non-cosmetic lift or non-surgical lift. And also kind of even out brows, all of the above. Perfect. Okay, so now in reality, when you do this on your own, you know, it only takes like 2 seconds and you're not talking. So now I'm gonna take the little brow gel, the clear brow gel that comes with it, and just do a really quick little, again, I use very little pressure because I don't want that like thick, kind of shiny looking brow. I want just enough to hold them in place. But I do like that this doesn't dry super shiny, and it doesn't also dry like white and crispy, because that's the main reason why I never used to use eyebrow gel, even though I have always really needed it. So now that we have our brows done, let's move to this amazing eyeshadow palette. Sultry. It's sultry. Okay, so again, thank you, Anastasia, for including a mirror and a brush. Perfect brush. We have a round, fluffy side here, and we have a somewhat flat, rounded top on the other side. So we can do a lot with these. So now remember, I said once you put that primer on, you want to set it. So we're going to set it with this first color, Fresh. Okay. When you're setting your eye primer, now if you don't have primer, you can use concealer. You want to just make sure that it's a mattified concealer. So I'm going to use the fluffy brush, and in general, unless you're doing something specific, which I will instruct you on, you want to get the color on the tip of the brush. Those are the main important things. If you've taken my classes before, you know, I tell this to everybody. First, you have to choose the right tool. Then you have to apply product onto your tool properly. Because all makeup applications, in order for them to be successful, it's all about the control, controlling where you've placed it, controlling how it was blended, and controlling the effect and the outcome. So ideally, if you know how to apply it and how to blend it, then you don't end up having to go back and fix it. So generally, you want to pick the right tool, apply it properly, which is generally to the tip of the brush. You want to hold it usually just like you're holding a pen or a pencil in your fingers. And I always say drawing, but you want to hold it like you're drawing on your face and focus on using your wrist. It's more about your wrist. And a lot of times, like initially when you start, you're using your elbow. That's going to get tired really fast, and that's never going to give you the soft blend that your wrist can give you. So you see, just like that. Okay. Again, as I've mentioned before, where you hold the brush will also determine how the product comes out on your skin. So if you hold it down here, you're going to be applying more pressure just naturally. So that means that it's going to come out heavier. When you hold it further away, it will be softer and wispier. So that also comes into play when you are applying different things differently. You have to kind of know how you want that particular product to go on. Okay, then also placement, as my one lovely client always calls it, your point of impact. So once you have the color on, your point of impact is really important, because wherever you first touch your brush with your color, that is where it's going to have the darkest color. So that means that if you want something blended softly in this way toward here, you don't want to first start it there because it's not gonna have that soft blend here then. So you want to kind of start about centered and blend always one continuous motion. Again, see, I'm using the wrist. You want to stay back and forth, kind of like a windshield wiper. Yep, Michelle, you've got it. You've got it, Michelle. I have my little signs. You did it. Okay, so now that I gave my speech, I'm going to go back to the product. Okay, so what you want to do to set this is use something that's a soft kind of natural matching flesh tone color to your skin tone. This palette actually has colors in it that can be used for darker skin tones. There's birch, which I would recommend for like darker medium to pretty dark. And then if you're very dark toned, you can use this dark brown. I know everything looks a little off on my computer, but you can use this brown and you can contour with the black. There's so many options, but this kind of hits it for everyone. So I'm using this color Fresh. So we're getting it on the tip of the brush, knock off any excess, and then we are going to generously powder this all over the whole space that we put that primer. So, and now if you are dark in here, as I am, this is a good spot to also prime because it's going to brighten up that space between your eyes that can kind of close you down or make you look very dark there. So don't forget to powder that too if you do prime there. Now, if you don't have like an actual eyeshadow palette, which some people don't, if you're traveling or if you just keep it simple and do like bronzer and blush, you can actually use like a translucent powder or a powder foundation for this part as well. Anything that has a powder consistency that is basically sheer to neutral matching your skin tone. Okay, so the reason why we do that also is to help the color really glide when we actually go in to blend it. That's really important. So the next step is going to take a medium brown tone. Now, when I do my own makeup, I usually just use my bronzer. But since I have this whole amazing palette, I'm going to use this color Twig. It's not as warm as I usually use, but it's a really nice brown. Now, again, if you are darker, you can use this dystopian color. And you want to find a matte color because this is going to go in our crease area. And I say area because we all have to apply that a little bit differently. So we're going to get that on the tip of the same brush, that warm brown color, and tap off the excess. If you're working with a really pigmented palette, which this is pretty pigmented, sometimes what I'll do is just take the back of my hand with the color on the brush and just gently tap it to kind of pack the color into the brush. That way, when I first touch it to my skin, it's not like a heavy deposit of the color. Because sometimes then you spend an hour trying to blend that part out and it never quite looks even. So crease area, what does that mean? That means some of us, we all have different eye shapes. They sit in our eye sockets differently. Some are big, some are small, almond shaped, round, prominent, tiny, close set, far apart, all of these things, monolid. The most important thing to know when you do your eye makeup is, do you have a visible crease or do you have a hidden crease? So if you have a visible crease, that means that this crease, which by the way, if you don't know, is that hollow spot between where your eyelid and your eyebrow bone meet. So if you can see as I push in there, that's your crease. Now, when my eyes are completely open and I look straight ahead, my crease is hidden. If this skin from here sits directly on your eyelid, then you have a hidden crease. So, and you know just by looking in the mirror which one that you have. Okay, that being said, if you have a regular crease that's not hidden, you can go ahead and put the color directly in your crease. Now, if you have a crease like mine, which is slightly hidden, if you have a monolid, a very deep set eye, or a heavier brow bone, what you want to do is, instead of going in that crease, I'm going to look straight ahead. Oh, let's see if I can do this. Okay. I'm going to look straight ahead, and instead of going in there, I'm going to touch the brush, first point of impact right here. So I'm basically going to, while looking straight ahead with my eyebrows relaxed, it's the hardest part. You have to relax your eyebrows. And then I'm just going to kind of draw a little semicircle right here like that around my open eye. So it's actually on, it's not in the crease, it's actually on this skin. See that skin? Just going around in a semicircle, back and forth like a windshield wiper. And that is going to give me that crease color that's not completely hidden when my eyes open. So if you've ever tried doing like tutorials on your own and you're like, well, wait, all that detail, it all just disappeared. It's probably because we all have different eye shapes, but if you have that hidden crease, it really does make a difference. So now again, you can do this as dark as you want. Makeup is personal, have fun, try different things. The one thing that I do recommend is that you don't bring it all the way in unless you have very wide set eyes. But in general, most of us want to kind of widen this space. So when you're doing that, you want to keep the inside kind of bright and light and do the definition a little bit more on the outer part. Now I like to, because my eyes they appear close set. They're almost exactly like an even space, but my pupils aren't. So whatever, not like anybody needs to know that. But so I like to make my eyelid look a little wider. So to do that, I just bring this around there. So instead of cutting it off right here, if you bring that around a little bit, it increases that width of your eyelid. Okay, so how's everybody doing out there? Do we have any questions? Let's see, I'm gonna scroll through. Any questions, anybody? Okay. Everybody's doing a great job. And again, great, Teresa, I'm glad. Let's see. Okay. Yep. Yes, this is a great class. You guys are always wonderful. But so once you kind of blend that and see again, instead of stopping right there, I'm going to take that around, just around to the very, almost like I'm drawing a little outline, but I'm stopping it right at that outer corner of my eye. And then of course you want to make sure that that's blended really well, that the edge is blended well. So if you have an issue, which is very normal, that you've put your color on, you've blended, but you still have that visible line and it's driving you crazy. The best thing to do with that is just take a clean finger or a cotton swab and just buff it very gently right along where that line is. When you do it that way, instead of blending it out with a brush, you won't spread the color that you just put on to a different location. And all you'll do is just soften the line. So again, remember I said it's kind of about that control. So you don't want to lose that control. So see, I just will do it like that. You just want this ever so slightest gradation of color. Okay, so now we're gonna move to this color Bloom. Now Bloom is a pink, like I said, that's the perfect blush color. If you don't have something like this, you can use any pink shade eyeshadow or you can use a blush. So I'm using the same brush, getting it right on the tip. Yes, Valerie, this is going to be available to watch later on our YouTube channel, our Blushington YouTube channel. And I believe it will also be on Facebook on our Blushington page. So this color, this pink, this is gonna go right onto our eyelid. And I'm just kind of stamping it on first. You're welcome, Valerie. And then I'm spreading it all over my eyelid and up into the crease, just a little bit. Okay, so same thing on this eye. And that's going to give us a really pretty kind of little pink color, which is going to look really nice under the shimmer that we're about to do. So next thing actually is, now we're going to switch the ends of the brushes, okay? So I am actually switching to the other end. Thank you. Yeah, it is soft. It's going to get a little heavier. But like I said, I'm just teaching you the order and the techniques, and you guys try whatever you like. It's part of what makes makeup amazing is it's fun, and it's a really fun way to express yourself, play around, do something different. So if you are using this, obviously we'll switch to the other end. If not, you can do this next step with any kind of brush that's a little denser, smaller, and ideally something that's a little flatter. That's okay, Teresa. Stick with us. We're gonna go back to the shimmer. So I am gonna dip the tip of this into this dark brown color Dystopian. Okay. Now what I love about this brush is it gives the exact perfect shape that we want. So just like, remember when we held the pencil here for the eyebrow and we had that perfect line, we're gonna do the same thing with this brush, but we're gonna hold it from the outer corner of the eye in that diagonal direction upward toward the eyebrow. And I'm just gonna press it there and then pull it just a little bit. See how I just pulled it up? See, now I put a little too much on, but that's okay because we're gonna blend it. So now I do that little back and forth, okay? And then I call it the pushy push push, which I swear one of my art teachers showed me in elementary school. But so now with that flat part, see, it's flat this way, I have it turned on that angle. I'm going to just push the color into the crease. So I'm just going to blend it right on there and pushy, push, push. Right? I believe if anybody here or anybody watching this went to Locust Valley Elementary School, I believe that was Mrs. Fredericks, the elementary school art teacher that used to say pushy, push, push. So pushy, push, push right into the crease till it kind of fades in. Yeah, it did, right? It lifts the whole eye because it's going in that upward direction. So now if you want, I'm going to add just a little touch more right there, just to push it on this outer part of my lid. Now, if you have a very prominent or very round eyelid, you may want to take this color in further. So again, like everybody's eye is different. And that's why I say just experiment and play around, because the majority of the things that I've kind of discovered over the years about how this works or how that works best is just from playing around on my own face, or, you know, of course I get practice working on clients, but you know, a lot of the actual tips and tricks that you learn that you're going to use are going to be on your own faces. So yeah, so experiment and play. Okay, so I'm going to do that on the other side. So again, dipping the tip of that brush in that color, I'm going to place it on that angle, and I'm just going to pull it up and then do my pushy, push, push, pushy, push, push. Right into that crease. Okay. So this is all that's happening when people have these like intricate looking eye makeup looks. It's not so unbelievably difficult to achieve. And if you know just these right little techniques and ways to apply it and blend it, it makes it really accessible. I mean, it makes it feel less intimidating, but it actually makes the process accessible for everyone. Okay. So then after I push it this way, I like to switch the brush to like, see how it's the wide width here. I like to switch it so that the skinny side is facing me and use that to kind of spread the color directly into the crease, because I want it to kind of just fade away. Okay. And again, you blend that to your heart's content, but when blending, always remember that you don't want to lose the placement. So if something is too dark and you want to keep blending it, blend it directly on where the color is. If it's just not working, switch to a clean brush and that will remove some of the color. Blend, blend, blend. It's very true. Okay, so let's see. So again, and then I'm just gonna pull a little bit on this outer part. Blend my two sides together. Okay, so now another favorite trick I have, I'm going to make my eyes look wider and smoky. So again, I'm taking this skinny side of the brush. I'm gonna dip the tip of the brush right back into that same color. And I'm gonna go right from that outer corner of my eye, and I'm just gonna pull it down across my under eye, okay? Now, normally, especially if we've worked together before, you know that I always say stop at the widest width of your eye. Today, I'm going to show you a way that I like to do it a little differently, just to make my eyes look a little bigger. So I'm going to keep going. But if you're going to do this, instead of following the upsweep shape of your eye here, what you want to do is almost cheat a little straight line across. So instead of going like that upward, you almost see my water line here. This skin is your water line. Instead of following the natural swoop up of my eye, I just am going kind of straight across under the eye. And it almost makes it look like the water line just goes in further. Now, again, if you don't have a brush like this, you can still do this with a cotton swab, especially if you have the skinny kind, or you can use like a small angled brush. You just want to make sure that it's soft. So you see that? It just looks like a slightly wider across eye. So I'm going to do that on the other side. Now, any of these, all of these steps, again, like for whatever look you're trying to achieve, are optional. I'm just kind of showing you step by step how I'm glamming it up for my holiday look. Okay, so again here, let's see if it works if I hold this. Okay, let's see. Okay, so again, I'm pulling this kind of straight across underneath the eye. And I'm not making it super heavy in this inner part. It's like just enough to create a shadow there. Okay. And yes, it's going to look a little bit messy. So if you feel like you have to clean it up right away, I just take a clean brush and kind of swipe any fallout underneath. And I may take a little cotton swab and just soften that a little bit. Okay. And again, just kind of blend that. So next step, simple, easy. Going to do this ember color shimmer, which almost is like a slightly greenish gold. I'm going to use, I'm going to use my finger, still deciding which one. I'm going to use my pointer finger, and I'm just going to stamp it in that and then stamp it right onto my eyelid. And again, if you're like me and you have that hidden crease, make sure you get the whole eyelid. Okay, I'm gonna do the other side. You guys are doing good. Brittany, you look very glam. Very glam. You do too, Michelle. Love it. Okay. Okay, perfect. So we have that part. And then I'm going to take the brush, and what I'm going to do is dip it back in that bloom color. That's that soft pink kind of color. And I'm just going to gently, so yeah, it is like an eye lift. I'm just going to gently sweep this in that crease area again. And this time you can go all the way in with that soft pink. But again, like remember, we're keeping the concentration of the color in the outer part. So same thing here. Thanks, Ari. And again, like I said, this is like super glam for me. I never do this much. So again, like adjust it to what's comfortable for you. So I'm just going to take a clean brush and kind of blend that so that it's not too heavy for me. Okay. I'm actually going to, now here's the thing. If you're like me, and again, you want that really like bright inner part, you can just take, I'm taking a flat little brush with that first color that I used to that setting color for my primer. I'm just going to turn it upside down and press it right there and kind of blend it upward to brighten all of that and soften that inner corner area. This is also a really good trick if you have close set eyes and you want to create a little more distance between them. Okay. Switching hands. Okay. So next step, I'm taking a skinny brush and I'm dragging this all the way across this bright, yeah, it does. I'm gonna drag it across this tiny, sorry, I got distracted. This light colored shimmer called Pearl. So I'm going to drag that across and I'm gonna pop a little bit of that in this inner corner. Right there. Just blend it, just so, you know, you always want everything to blend together perfectly. And then I'm going to pull it across my waterline. And if you can see how that that brightens up that whole waterline area and also just makes the eye instantly look bigger. Do that on both sides. It's almost like similar to when you see people put a white eyeliner in their inner waterline or their lower waterline. However, this is less harsh because it's a little bit more of a champagne gold kind of color. Okay. And then I'm just taking that brush to just blend it a little bit. Perfect. Okay, so now our last two steps. I'm using this liquid liner from Anastasia Beverly Hills, and it's black. Oops, sorry. It's a twist off, so if you're using this, don't be like me trying to pull it. It's got a nice skinny little brush, and all I'm gonna do is pull it across my lash line very, very gently, very close to my lashes, because I don't want to lose lid space because I feel like that shuts down my eye and makes my eye look smaller. Oh. Now, again, if you have a very prominent eye, you may want a thicker line. Okay. And I also find that if I go all the way down, again, it just really brightens and opens up my eye. Well, see, I got a little on the bottom, and now I'm fixing it. Very important that you're not afraid to make little mistakes when you do makeup, because otherwise you'll never really try stuff. Everybody makes mistakes, and that's completely normal. All right, I'll fix that in a sec. So I'm gonna do the other eye again. I'm just really, in case you haven't seen, I like to work, I'm right-handed. I'm gonna swing my arm across my body to do this side. And this stays so nice and liquidy that you don't even have to re-dip it to get full pigment on the second side. And you don't have to do any labor. I'm literally just touching it to the skin. And it's interesting because this isn't a brush like with bristles. It's really like a felt tip, but it's flexible. It bends. Okay. Perfect. Ooh. Okay, so I'm gonna use Makeup Artist Trick Embryolisse. It's moisturizer, it's a makeup remover, it's a mask, it's everything. So I'm gonna use a little bit of that on a pointed cotton swab and literally just like erase that little mistake. It's the best part of Embryolisse. And it doesn't like disturb all the rest of your makeup, which I love. Okay. Ah, thank you, Embryolisse. Okay, so last couple of steps. We are just going to curl our eyelashes. I like to curl. If you've worked with me, you know. So I'm just going to, let's see. Okay, so I'm gonna curl each lash. Embryolisse, yeah. If you haven't used it, you're missing out. It also is a primer. It's really, every makeup artist will have it that you ever meet. So I like to give my hands a little straight lift up. It looks scary, but it's not. You see the difference in the curl? Okay, so same thing on this eye. And if anybody like really loves what we did but feels like you need a little more one-on-one attention, we can do a class anytime you want. You know, I do half-hour long classes to an hour and a half, 2 hours. So I'm very, oh, there it is again. I'm very flexible and easy with that. The classes are also all really affordable. So if you want something like that, just go to the blushington.com website and you can book it under virtual. You may even be able to book it right under my profile. Okay. Anastasia Lash Brag Mascara. I have never loved a mascara, but I love this mascara. Now for me, a lot of my whole look is my eyelashes. I have good ones. I'm very grateful. So I'm always looking for something to enhance them the very best. Nothing does it like this. It is a soft, whipped kind of formula, and it's water resistant, which means I can get it off easily, like not like when I use waterproof, but it holds my curl and it doesn't like, you know, shed all over my under eyes. So I can't recommend this enough. I think one of my clients got it and her husband said she looked like she had Disney character eye or Disney princess eyelashes. So my recommendation is elbow down, anchor it, lean the head back. And this way, this is a great way to put on mascara if you can't see, if you don't have your contacts in, because a lot of people aren't wearing contacts now. So you don't have to even move your hand. You just touch this to the underneath, wiggle it, and blink your eye. And you will get every single lash. And I like to, as I say to people, I cheat them forward. So I like to fan my lashes, which means that the ones that, these ones, I kind of pull them inward. These ones, I like to pull them straight up. And then these ones, I like to pull outward. Really give myself that like super glam eyelashes. So yeah, this I can't, I love this mascara and I've never loved a mascara before. It's like you can keep layering it. It never dries crisp or crusty or flaky. It always stays with this like soft whipped kind of look. And then I like to do the underneath for that extra glam. And I'm sure that you can see a difference in your own eyes. Let's see. I'm sure you can see a difference too between my two eyes. It's like a huge difference when you curl your lashes and put on mascara. But this mascara is like, again, it's just like nothing I've ever used before. So how's everybody feeling about their look? You like it? Brittany, you look very pretty. You've got your Anastasia palette out, I can say. Yes? Yeah. The Anastasia products are really excellent. And I'm telling you that Better Together eyebrow duo is especially great because that taupe color really works on everybody. So again, thanks, Lauren. Blink, blink, blink. And again, you want to kind of fan them. This also helps with the curl, helps hold up the curl. And when you do that blinking, that creates tension, like the way that a brush does when you're getting a blowout, because you're closing your eyes and the brush is going this way. So that also helps with the curl. Okay. Yeah, you don't. Oh, if you really want to see Shonda, I mean, we don't sell this at Blushington, but I use a heated lash curler. If you really want to look like you have false lashes on, try one of these. Life-changing, but you have to use it after you have mascara on. So this one only before mascara. This one only after. I know it's like a little confusing, but so I get like right up to the lash line and hold it. It never gets too hot. And they sell them all over the place. Okay, look at that. See the difference? Just that one little swipe. It's crazy. And so I like to do it like right at the root. And then what makes them look the most like false lashes is I keep going and give it that curl back, like when you put on a false lash. Yeah, this is just one of my favorite little tricks. It's a great way too to like lift up the corners if you feel like the corners of your eye, or if you feel like you're starting to get that sag a little bit. That I also I will curl this side a little extra because this eye is closed just a little bit more, so it helps to even out. See, like I really hold it straight back at the root, but it helps to even out the look of my eyes too. Yes, Shunda, they have them all over the place online. You have to try different ones out. I've tried a lot of different ones, and I have a lot of different ones. So yeah, I mean, they're, again, like they're all a little bit different, but once you find the one that works the best for you, you'll be like, oh my God, because my clients would constantly ask me which lashes I was wearing because that's the ones they wanted me to put on them. And I would tell them, no, they're my lashes. But so now you guys can see I've got pretty good lashes, and this is like a mainstay of my look. And that mascara does for my lashes what no mascara could ever do, but I was always looking for it to do. So trust me when I tell you, it is the best. So I feel like a different person, super glam. Of course, that happened again on my eye. So don't be afraid. And then if you want, I'm just gonna do a tiny little color corrector right under the eyes so that they look a little brighter. Brighter, but not deer in headlights bright. I hate that. That's why I use color corrector instead of concealer. Like, I hate how that looks on me. So see, I'm just going under there a little bit. I instantly have huge eyes compared to what I had before. And this is all that like really you need to do. Now at some point, you guys will get follow-up emails. Probably not tonight, because we're all in different time zones. So for some people, it's later than others. But within this week, you'll get a follow-up email. And I believe that they have some face chart or product recommendations. And again, that link for the shop with me, which that's another way you can get directly in touch with me if you have any questions. Okay, and I'm actually just gonna do a little right there. So I hope you guys are gonna sign up for more. This is just the first of my 4-part series for the holidays, and I'm gonna teach you guys all these fun tricks and show you all our new like holiday products, fun looks that you can do. Oh, okay, Teresa. Oh, so nice to be with you. So yeah, so if you want to come back, I believe that there will be links for that to come to the other classes. They're going to be the same time, so 7 p.m. Eastern time, and it's going to be on Wednesdays, as it's always been. And I just want to congratulate everybody that worked alongside me. You did it. You did it. You did it. And everybody looks gorgeous. So if this is goodbye for now, happy holidays, and come and shop with me and use that 40% off code. It only happens once a year. It's the biggest discount any of us get. So, okay, Teresa. Oh, I'm so glad you came. Thank you, Christine. And again, if anybody wants to contact me directly, you can do it. Bye, Lauren. Bye, sweetie. You can do it straight from that, that link that Joseph put. Thanks, Brittany, right in the chat box. And I look forward to seeing lots of you guys next week. And next week will be more sparkles and glam, a little bit like less intense, but fun. Okay? So thank you guys again. And thank you, Anastasia, for these products.